I get asked questions all the time about how people can become a UI designer. How can they get into the industry? I mean, seriously, question after question after question after question after question after question after question. And out of all of those questions, these 5 are the most common questions. The first most common question that I get asked all the time is, what even is UI design? UI design is the process of creating a user interface for websites and applications. We're talking mobile apps, web applications, software, and your standard everyday website. And when we say user interface, just rewind those words. It's the way that a user interfaces with a specific tool or product. It's the buttons they touch, it's the layout they see, it's the typography, it's all of it. It's everything that is visual that's represented for the user. Open up your favorite app or website and then just take a breath and appreciate what the UI designer has done for you. He's laid things out for you in a way that are enjoyable and easy to understand, clear to read, and a joy to take part in. That's what UI design is. Okay, next up, is it possible to become a UI designer and get into the field without any prior knowledge or previous design experience? 100%. Absolutely yes. I had no experience when I started. I just dove in and started trying to learn and trying to make and trying to figure things out. But nowadays, there are so many resources online that you have access to that you can absolutely learn UI design. There's YouTube channels and free content just like this one. There's books and courses, Udemy courses, premium courses. You could take my 16-week dribble course. There's tons and tons of stuff for you to dive into and immerse yourself. All it really requires is guidance and the right commitment and grit to stay the course and learn things, because at first you're gonna suck at it, but you will get better. It's not some far-reaching, impossible goal. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, so absolutely. Another really common question is, what steps do I need to take? What things do I need to learn to become a UI designer? I think no matter what type of design you're gonna learn, you need to learn the foundations, you need to learn the basics. I think a really good book, if you wanted to start somewhere, would be the Non-Designer's Design book by Robin Williams. Not that Robin Williams, a different Robin Williams, but it's an excellent book that can teach anybody the basic principles of color and layout and typography and proximity and scale. All of those designy things that you need to learn, you can learn them from that book and that book alone. Next up, you need to learn some sort of modern design software, and I think it would make most sense to learn a design software that is most commonly used for UI and web design. I would highly recommend either Figma or Adobe XD. Those are my 2 favorite design tools of choice for web and UI design. Lastly, you need to take that basic knowledge and that newfound skill of using that design tool and immerse yourself specifically in web and UI design, watch other people do things, watch tutorials, and just make a lot of stuff. Like I said earlier, it's gonna be really bad when you start, but it gets better and better and better, I promise. How can I increase my chances of getting hired? That's a question I get all the time. There's 3 things you can do to increase your chances of getting hired. The first is to create a portfolio and maintain and grow that portfolio. Portfolios are not only to see the best and the brightest, but they're also to see your progression, to see how you've grown over time. So like we've said in some of the previous answers, make sure that you're making and creating as much as you can, and then take those creations and make sure you place them and promote them inside of a portfolio. And this portfolio doesn't have to be fancy. It could be a Dribbble account, a Behance account, start a Wix or a Squarespace, do whatever you can, just get your work up online. The second thing you can do to increase your chances of getting hired is to attend industry events. That means find events that are happening and make sure that you join in, either local or online. So if you're somewhere and you can't get to local events, then just go to some online events. Figma has a free conference every year. You can join into live streams through Adobe and free workshops and different things happening online. Attend as many of those things as you can, because when you attend those, you're going to learn new things, you're going to meet new people, and you're going to be sharpened and grow as a UI designer. Chances of getting hired is to start building a personal brand for yourself as a UI designer. That means pick some social media platforms, figure out who you are as a designer and what you want out of life, and make sure you are consistently posting and putting yourself out there on these platforms. That means your Instagram or your Twitter or your LinkedIn shouldn't have baby photos and other stuff. It should just constantly be focused on the thing you're trying to get hired for. It's like, I recently read some interesting research and some stats that said that creatives who have some kind of personal brand and social media presence consistently consistently become 35% more likely to get hired than those that don't. Wouldn't you like that little 35% bump? I think you would. Get yourself out there on social media, be consistent about it, and start building your personal brand. You never know it'll happen. So you've read some books, watched some videos, learned some basics, and have mastered some tools, maybe even attended some online events, and you're posting your stuff on your portfolio and social media. Question that inevitably follows is, what do I do next? And my answer to that question is start applying for jobs even before you think you're ready. Imposter syndrome is real out here on these streets, and it's going to trick you and tell you that you're not ready. You need to take another course, learn another tool, do another thing, and it's not true. The reason you want to apply for jobs before you're ready is because of the value that you will get out of either a yes or a no. That's right, you can actually gain value out of being rejected for a position. I mean, keep in mind, the best case scenario here is that you get hired. Yay, you've done it. You're in the industry. But worst case scenario is that you learn something, you get rejected from the position, and you get to ask why and actually get feedback from people who are hiring why you didn't quite make the cut. They might say that your portfolio needs work or your skill set needs work or they were looking for something else, somebody who could do some other type of work. Well, you can take that feedback in, figure out, do you want to learn that other skill? Do I need to put more time into my portfolio? Do I need to keep plugging away? Should I learn that next tool? After you receive this kind of feedback, that's good. You can pivot, you can change, you can apply that feedback to move in a different direction to get better results. But what you're not going to do is rely on your own fear and your own insecurity to stop you from applying for jobs. No, no, no. You're going to apply before you're ready, and you're going to get tons of value back. Well, that's it. Those are the 5 most common questions that I get from people who are interested in becoming UI designers. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I do lots of videos about design, development, and career just like this one, so ring the bell so you know when I do another one. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comments, and I hope you're having an amazing week. I hope you're designing amazing things, hope you're making amazing things, and I hope you're chasing your dreams and accomplishing your goals. I'll see you in the next one.